Hi everyone, welcome to Maximum Attack Rallying, into your Monday dose of rallying chit-chat. There's not much to talk about in WRC terms today. We had all of that excitement and news last week, and now we're waiting for the final round in Saudi Arabia. I say that, there's probably some massive story that's going to break between me recording this and putting it out, but if that happens, well, we'll have to do another video. Today, I'm going to go back in time, however, because I want to talk about the Roger Albert Clark Historic Rally, which takes place this week. The action kicks off on Thursday the 20th and runs all the way through until Monday the 24th. This is no short, sharp WRC style event. This is one of the toughest rallies out there. Some 500 kilometres of gravel stages across the UK. This is a huge event, 16th running of it this year, I do believe, and it is a monster. Such is the scale of this event, it only runs every 2 years and is kind of the crown jewel in British historic rallying, arguably even in European historic rallying. I think it's getting more and more international interest. So it's well worth talking about. If you're wondering why it's called what it is, well, it is named after Roger Albert Clark, a very famous British rally driver of the 1970s, who was well associated with the RAC rally, which he won. The RAC rally is not named after him, the original British Round of the World Rally Championship. Bit of confusion, that's after the Royal Automobile Club, but this historic event is named in his honour and evokes memories of that proper mammoth World Championship event that used to run before the WRC format changed. So I think we should talk about the route a little bit, shouldn't we? I'm not going to go through every stage because there's loads of them. Basically each day, 5 days, each day is made up of 2 loops. You've got 6 to 8 stages per day. So the action starts in Wales. The teams will be based in Carmarthen. So Thursday and Friday is spent on legendary, and they are legendary Welsh stages, including Crike and My Heron, Sweet Lamb Haffron, Dyfnant, that kind of thing. All of the big names from the old RAC Rally GB type eras. So lots to look forward to in there, some very iconic roads indeed. From there, the teams have a mammoth drive north to Carlisle. I think that's about 250 miles from the Mid Wales stages that we'll be doing on Friday. They'll then arrive in Carlisle and Cumbria, ready for Saturday, where the action resumes around lunchtime. So Saturday afternoon / evening is spent in Kielder Forest, another legendary British rallying location. So you've got stages, Kershaw, Rickerton, that kind of thing. And then Sunday, the teams then move into south of Scotland, and we've got yet more iconic stages. Let me think of a few. Twigleys, Castle or Newcastleton, proper iconic Scottish forest roads there. And then after they've done all of that, there's still one more day to go. Monday, the final day of action, sees a return to Kielder Forest. You've got 5 stages on that final day, including the last stage of the rally, which is a mammoth 64 kilometres long on its own. So there's almost the same mileage as a final day of a WRC, just in that one stage. That is known as the bigger one. It's going to be an absolute monster of an event, hugely challenging for the crews. A proper old school long 5-day rally. Big challenge. Obviously we are well into November here in the UK, so the weather will, I'm sure, throw up some disgusting surprises. I'm sure it will not be dry everywhere. So huge event, and there are some big names on the entry list as well. As you would of course expect, the entry is very much biased towards older cars. This is a historic rally first and foremost, so don't expect to see Rally 2 and WRC cars. This is not that event. It has traditionally very much been an escort rally, if you like, with many Mark 1 and 2 escorts, which makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I do so have maybe been known to complain about escorts a bit in the past. I actually like Mark 1 and 2 escorts, but in the UK, I just think there's far too many of them. But for this event, I can make an exception. You know, Roger Clark was absolutely associated with the escort. So if you're going to do the Roger Clark rally, doing it in an escort makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because, you know, he is such a huge figure in British rallying. But I say that, you know, the entry list for this event is getting more and more diverse by the year. And there are some fantastic cars on the list and some fantastic drivers. You know, I think there's almost 200 cars on the entry, and it is a massive, massive event. Obviously, with that many, I can't go through all of them, but I am going to just pick out a few names that you should look out for. Last time, the winner was Marty McCormack, so he leads the field away. This time, however, in a Group A BMW M3, so that's going to be worth watching. But there are many names behind him who could be in contention. Few to watch out for: 2022 British champion Ozjan Price. I think he's in an Escort RS 1800. Three-time British champion Matt Edwards. I think he's also in an Escort RS 1800. We've got Seb Perez in a wonderful, wonderful sounding Lancia Stratos. There is, speaking of wonderful sounding cars, incidentally, there is 97 British champion Mark Higgins. He is in a Triumph TR7 V8. I could go on and on. There are so many cars on the entry worth mentioning, so many drivers. Obviously, as I said, there are hordes and hordes of Group 4 type cars, but there are Group A cars. There's a couple of Sierra Cosworths. So I think Johnny Greer's in a two-wheel drive, three-door Sierra Cosworth. Kevin Proctor is in a Sapphire Cosworth four-wheel drive. There's a 306 Maxi with Neil Weaver driving it, so there is definitely something for everyone when it comes to picking the machinery. And I will also say, just to finish this off, there is an impressive amount of foreign interest. Obviously, this is a British event. Big cost involved in doing it. You know, this is not not a cheap event to organise and to arrange or to compete in, obviously, given the scale of it. But it is so nice to see so many foreign crews. You know, if you look, I think the Irish, Belgian, French, Swedish, Italian, Spanish, Dutch, Australian, Czech. I think I even saw a flag from Hong Kong on the entry list. So there are people from all over the place signed up for this rally, and it is going to be a monster. This isn't an advert, by the way. It sounds quite advertorial, doesn't it? But I think this is such a fantastic event, so I would urge you to follow them on socials and catch up with as much of the action as you can. I'm sure there will be much footage on YouTube, and if you're available and can go and watch, but I think lots of the spectators tickets have sold out. Such is the interest in this one. So I'm going to wrap this one up there. I just wanted to talk about this event because I think it is fantastic. It's a fantastic spectacle, and I'm not the biggest fan of historic rallying generally, but I just love the scale of this event and how they've tried to make it something really unique and different, and gone for that, you know, classic 5-day format with, you know, lots and lots of road miles to make it a real challenge, as well as some really tough stages, and just trying to bring back some of that old style and drama. So yeah, I think they deserve huge credit for that, and I can't wait to see it. So there we go. I think I will finish this by saying like, comment and subscribe, because that's what you have to do on YouTube. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all of you that get involved in the comments, and I will see you again in the next one.